Hey, Welsh Dragon Metals here. Today I will be pouring 2 pound plus of aluminium heat sinks. So here's the heat sink that I will be melting. Already a full crucible there, ready to be poured. And there's the ingot mould there ready. Already done some of these before. Not got too many of these heat sinks left. Perhaps another 2 pourings, maybe. Gloves for this. Probably pour a few bars. Nice number. At least a stack. That's actually quite weighty. First bar. Very pretty pouring, very well. We're good. Feed the crucible some of this material. I could just go straight in the crucible and I will use this to poke it in there, which will up the amount of material inside of the mould itself. Because this is actually a crucible mould also. Only take a few seconds for that to melt in. This one will be ready. As you can see, it's very, very shiny. Winter has come, so it's probably the last of the sunlight. There's the heatsink bar, first one. Look at that, beautiful. Quenching. That's just quenching it in water to cool it down. Handling. Next bar will be coming any second. Actually, I could use a little bit more in that crucible. Put in this chunky piece. I'll take a few seconds to heat up. Well, a few more of that. That'll be the heatsink paste, which is got some silver in it. Heatsink paste is that glue you have on the top of CPUs and stuff. These induction furnaces are pretty good. Should use it a lot more than I usually do. It's at 848 degrees at the moment. The shell is only 180 odd degrees, 182, 184. And the lid is also quite warm. This is just one of your standard temperature guns. Well, actually it's a non-standard. It goes through minus 50 to 1300, so it's not really for reading body temperature. Unless you're on fire. Very nice, that's melted quite nicely. Still not a full crucible, but it shouldn't matter. So next bar, bar number 2. I'm not sure how many I will be pouring, hopefully the full amount. We will see. Crucible to see better days. Just do another one. You used to use this for zinc melts as well as various other melts. Although I need a new one for the copper, as this one is used for aluminium and zinc, so it will contaminate any copper that I do pour within it. So new crucible is due. Got another nice one there found. Crucible some more. Big heatsink this time. In it goes. Floating on the bed of aluminium. A little sprinkle of this. This is borax. Help maintain the purity of the metal. A little sprinkle of that in there will also help lower the melting temperature of the aluminium, which is what it does. Vital for forging when you're using things that are heat sinks. You don't have to use it, but it is recommended. Just melted the wire a bit on the connector. Oops. Lots of sounds about. So that was school chuck-out time. So next ingot. Wow, beautiful. Look at that. Very, very shiny. So quench this. I'll bring the quenching pool over here so you can witness the quenching this time. Listen to them sounds. So that's heatsink cooling from 850 degrees, which is what it's melted at. It's actually 848 at the moment. That is because of that giant chunk of heatsink I just added, which has melted, and the crucible is still not full. Damn it. That means I will have to add more material. Smaller piece. That'll do. And that piece. Careful not to touch any of this as it's going on. Okay, that's nearly full to the brim. A little bit more. That one. Yeah, looks kind of thin. Bit of weight to it though. And gone. A little bubble. That's the borax. Eating the impurities out of the aluminium heatsink. All this has been filmed using my new phone, which is quite good. Very wintry today. You can see all the leaves are falling off the trees. Need to reposition this tripod. There we go. Next pouring. Ready. Going on there. Yeah. Seems to have solidified somehow. Leave that for a minute. And it's gone over voltage. That's not normal. Change the plug. Yes, it's a bit hotter than it should be. That's probably because of the borax I added. Yeah, it's sort of gummy. Needs a mix. That's why I wasn't pouring properly. It's very, very hot indeed. Intense. In fact. What's going on there? See that? It's not pouring as it should. It's solidified at the top. Just gonna have to go back in. Do probably because there's so much material inside of the crucible. It is very gummy though. Add some more borax, let it stand for a bit. This is very hot work indeed. Sweats you out. Whew. Take the coat off maybe. Lots of children. Strange sounds. It's been years with none of that. Since that thing happened, you know, the unspeakable event. What happened to everybody in 2019? That unspeakable event. Melted in there enough. It's going on gummy this, not as it should. It's like lower voltage, I think. Put the temperature up a bit. Bit more. It's down. To 880. Seems to be completely solid in there. That's not normal. Shouldn't be doing that. And that is extremely red, which means it should be liquefied at the bottom. It's stuck in there by material at the top. Yeah, there it is. It's all liquid at the bottom. But that was dodgy. So much material in there. Liquid pool at the bottom, but none of this is actually going into it. I think the borax or some such has trapped it at the top. See that? Oof. Dangerous. I'm going to have to poke it in carefully around the edge. There we go. Very messy. That was quite dangerous also. But this entire work is, by its nature, the second most dangerous job next to deep sea welding, so pretty dangerous. Okay, that's one screwed up crucible edge. Dross surrounding it. It's messy. Don't like that messiness. Right, let's pour. Oh, that's well overheated. Done. That would be why the aluminium is actually overheated, which has caused it to stick at the top on the borax, which has created a film. However, it is lower than the melting temperature of the aluminium, which is a good thing. Let's go back in there. All good. Good melt material. Jumped out during the scrapings. See all these bits. Oof. Messy. But it's good material. Don't really want to lose the good material after all. That bar came out a little bit small. But it's still very nice. Quenched. Little pock mark at the top there. I actually haven't had a pock mark before on one of these. Must be for some bit of dross that slipped on there. We'll have to scrub that off. Still, these are actually aluminium drawers, so it's not like I've added an impurity to it or anything. Next bar. Wow, that's glowing really hot there. Very nice. Pretty. Okay. Feed the crucible again. Big aluminium heatsink, because there's hardly anything left in there. Little pool at the bottom that I can see. See if I can add a little bit more. So that's not enough. Okay, more added. Quite a long pour in this is going to be, or is turning out to be. Let's have a little close-up inspection of that. Look at that. Very pretty ingot, that. It's gone extremely cloudy. As I said, winter. This is far different from what I had last pouring, which was actually quite sunny and nice. Got a nice downward angle. Want the pouring to be shown quite well. There's a little bit of drizzle in the air. Rain. Although I'm going to have to work in between the percentages on the rain, as it is winter now after all. And I have more pourings to do, as I mentioned. Another very pretty one. Wow, that one's sung. Oh, listen to that. I love that sound. Very cool. Right, glove. I tend to only use one glove. There's a reason for that. You need to be able to sense the temperature. You can't do that with a heat-proof glove on. Some impurities just starting to burn off in there on top of the borax. That's good. That'll be paint and stuff. You can see there's some paint and glue stuck to these heat sinks. What kind of stuff is what kids should be learning in school these days, but no. There's no schools that do this anymore, surely. You'd have to get an apprenticeship from someone like me, and I'd charge for that a lot. Probably why this is a somewhat uncommon skill. Due to you kind of do need several things, including luck, to even be good at it. Otherwise you'll never survive past your 100th or so pouring. So you've got to be a little bit lucky. And add a nice little stirring. Quite toasty at the top. I wouldn't touch that if I did. Weather looks very iffy. Okay, next. Already got 4 bars. This will be the 5th. Not even moving. Nope. Keep poking in some more. Yeah, it's not fully melted. The rim. Same again, or lots in the crucible, causing top issues. Actually gets quite heavy at the top of the metal, where all the most pure or impure parts float to. Yes. See some, whoa, way too much. Came out way too quick. Damn it. See if I can quickly pour some of that off. That looks weird. Damn it. Well, That one's going to be a reject. Don't want it. And this is going to have to go back in while it's squishy. You need better tongs. Oof. That one's screwed up. Damn it. Well, 4 good bars thus far. As you can see, it doesn't always work like it should. That's reality for you. So, see if I can get that back in there. I doubt it. Extremely odd shape to that. It's actually quite a nice bar, but look at that, the rim's screwed up. Will it go back in? Not unless I hammer it. It's a bit wide on the rimage there, look. So that's going to have to be redone at another point. Let's continue feeding this crucible. Well, very stormy looking. Viking activity this be. Pouring in winter. That'll melt down nicely soon. It's rotten there. I think I'm going to smack this with a lump hammer and try and get it back in there. Watch. Still quite soft. Might go back in there. Next feed at least. Lots of sirens. Ew. Nobody likes sirens. Sirens are annoying. So let's continue pouring. It was about 25 minutes worth of metal pours. One screw up, which is there before you. Much better pouring speed. That one's perfect, literally perfect size, like it should be. Let's put that one back in there. That reject should fit now. Indeed it does. Push that down a bit. Probably going to take a couple of seconds for that to melt. Oh, the lid's not fitting properly. Must be heat warping it. Yeah, bolt at the side here, at the back. Bit better fitting. Warp the top on the furnace there. It's not actually fitting as proper as it should. So let's drop this ingot. Looks very pretty. Indeed it is. Always shiny, these heatsink ones. Probably only got another couple of pourings left. And this is a couple of pounds plus of aluminium. I have about 5 left. Minus dross, I'll probably be another 2 pourings like this. And then I'm onto hard drive cases, which is 10% copper aircraft aluminium. So I'll take quite a bit of heat to melt. There's a nice stack forming over here, which will all need to be weighed. So I'm curious to see how much weight there is. Getting close to melting. Indeed it is. That was quicker than I expected. That's a good thing, I guess. So a little whisk. Whisked. Lots of material stuck to my steering board. That's a children's songs. Again. See, that's stuck to the edge there. Just get that off. Stuck on there good, that little bit there on the rim. Where's that lump hammer? Lump hammer it off. Almost worked. Ah, there we go. It's worked. Cool. This is quite a bit there, and I want to put it back in the crucible. A lot of this material that's spread around is actually good stuff. Okay, next pouring is already ready, apparently. Not too much left. Cool, cool. A few more bars and my work will be at an end. This will be the first posting, as I've said, with my new phone. Hope it comes out nice and clear and shiny. All good. Do that from this angle. Better. Okay, next ingot drop. Yeah, no, there we go. Little pock mark on that. Notice how they suddenly cool, not immediately. And then look at that. And then all of a sudden, cool. It's a strange metal, aluminium. The way it reacts to water is quite bizarre, as you can see. I've poured many of these bars, but still make mistakes now and then. Naturally. Right, let's feed some more to the furnace. One at a time. Wow, that one just completely disappeared. And that one. Cool. It was very quick melt speed today. Quite thin aluminium, it's quite thick, probably a bit longer. Indeed. Another bit. Got some flamage. That's impurities burning off. And paint. So, nothing too exotic. say that's ready for yet another pour. Half an hour in, fair enough. Not as long a pour in as I suspected this would be. It's stuck. I have to stir that some more. Yeah, it's not fully liquefied. Look at that. Strange coating of aluminium upon that. Dipping it all the way in. Close that lid for a minute. Have a fat. Stirring rod is kind of useful, that is all the time. Just a thick screwdriver end. It's made of a thick steel. It's quite tough and also resists heat to a massive level. So that is why I use this. In case you noticed, I'm using a bit of screwdriver as my steering rod. But you use what works, not what doesn't. Damn it! Wow, it's gotten super dark. Stay ready. It's still boiling hot. On in there. Oh, damn it. Bits. Ooh, that's quite hot and toasty. So it's ready. Ready. Where's my glove? I feel like I need the glove this time. I don't always feel like I need the glove. Look at the glow on that. Beautiful. Ooh, too much. Ah. Oh, it's quite a nice bar. I think I'll leave that one once it settles a bit. Might be it's a bit big, but it's still quite a nice bar. And it doesn't seem to be settling too badly. This is a nice shape, nice form. It'll do. Get more in there. Not much left, as you can see. That is disintegrated almost literally straight away. Big rim on that. Look at the rim. Nice. Big rim on it. Ah. We'll lift it back in. Maybe alter. No, it was very lovely. We'll see.